Guys, what is going on? Got a Young Hunters deck profile for you guys from BT12. So the new kind of Digicross deck is here, and it's really strong. So this deck has a lot of things going for it, of course, similarly to Crossheart and a lot of the other Digicross decks we've seen. It utilizes the Digicross mechanic, getting out Digimon for free, or not free, but like very low cost usually in this deck at least. Lots of bonus effects, and just abusing the save mechanic like crazy. Basically, every Digimon in this deck, save for like a couple of your boss monsters, have on deletion save, so you're getting a lot of value out of them, and then you can reuse those Digimon again, just similarly to Crossheart. But the kind of different thing here is that a lot of the kind of cards work with this new like on Digivolve Digicross kind of thing. So we'll kind of get into how that works, but basically the new tamers let you instead of like the Taiki and like Kiriha effect, where when you would Digicross you can suspend the tamer to use Digimon underneath that tamer for a Digicross, but instead now when your Digimon would Digivolve into a Digimon with save, you can suspend this tamer to place one card from under your tamers at the bottom of that Digimon sources and reducing the Digivolve cost by 1. So it's kind of Digicross but for evolving, but basically that's kind of the whole gimmick of this deck, is just throwing your guys into security a bunch, getting various bonus effects, save, drawing some cards off of the inheriteds and whatnot, doing a lot of searching, spamming the board with tamers, as well as your win condition of Quartzmon, which we'll kind of talk about later. But so for the eggs, we're playing 4 copies of Monimon. This card has on deletion. If the Digimon has save in its text, you get to draw 1 card from your deck. And just keep in mind, what this text box means is that basically if you see save written anywhere on the card, that constitutes as containing save in its text. So a lot of the cards will reference like, oh, evolve from something if its text contains save or whatever. So that's kind of what that means. So since Monimon has save like literally printed on the card, you can digivolve this from 0 cost. So basically, if you were to like, let's say, evolve this Dracmon and then swing it into security and it dies, you've got on deletion save as well as on deletion if the Digimon has save in its text, draw 1. But just keep in mind, you'll want to resolve the Monimon first every time, because if you do say, okay, I want to use Dracmon save first, it's going to go underneath the tamer, and then now since it's underneath the tamer, it no longer can trigger this on deletion because it's not in the trash anymore. Okay, so you'll always want to do Monimon first, draw a card, and then save on the like second resolution. So anyways, for the rookies, we're playing 14 rookies, quite a bit, but that's kind of the gimmick of this deck, is you just want to like rookie champion rush your opponent down. Dracmon's cool. Basically, all these Digimon will have save, and then all of the main ones have Digicross 2 with 1 card with save in this text. So basically, you can just stick any Digimon in this deck, basically, because I think all of them basically have save on the text, underneath this Digimon to Digicross, and then play it for a 2 cost, so 2 cost rookie, and then all these do have on play effects. So Dracmon, you get to reveal tamers from your hand up to 3, and then placing them at the bottom of the deck to draw 1 card. So if you are breaking on tamers, this card gives you like a pseudo mulligan, so that's kind of cool. Gumdramon here lets you place a Digimon card with save underneath one of your tamers to trigger draw 1. So it's another just consistency card. If you're not really using those Digimon in your hand anyways, you just want to get an extra draw, you can definitely do that. Keep in mind, all these effects are optional because it says by doing something. The by effect indicates that it is optional. Similarly, Psychmon is optional because it just straight up says you may. But this one is you may add 1 Digimon card with save in its card text from underneath one of your tamers to your hand. So it's kind of the reverse of Gumdramon. If maybe you like one of your dudes deleted who you wanted to add back and use again, you can definitely just play this guy and add back one of your Digimon underneath your tamers to do so. Ekakimon here is just basically just another like just to up the rookie count, and he has a pretty cool when attacking effect. It lets you minus 2,000 on something, so good rookie control, good for floodgates like Psychmon and Gazi and whatnot. Mainly Psychmon. I don't think Gazi really affects this deck at all, but so that's it for the rookies. For the champions, we're just kind of going with the main ones from the anime, so Adamimon, Shoutmon King, as well as Arastardramon. So all these guys have really strong effects. So Damimon and Shoutmon both have a similar on-play when digivolving, and then all of them do, of course, have on-deletion save. Damimon lets you on-play or when digivolving, reveal top 3, and then play either a Taiki, a Yu, or a Tagiru amongst those without paying the memory cost. So it's really cool. It doesn't even just like add that tamer to hand. It just straight up like plays it for free. So it's a really, really cool effect. And then conversely, Shoutmon lets you play one from your hand without paying the memory cost. So this one's good if you've already got the tamers, and then this one's good if you don't, because you get to just top check 3 to search it and then play it for free. So really, really cool stuff. And then keep in mind, these guys, of course, do have Digicross -2 again. Both Damimon and Shoutmon do have that. Our Stargemon doesn't have the Digicross, but for reasons we'll talk about in a second. So these guys are really good because you can Digicross something underneath it, and then play it for basically a 3 cost, and then get the on play for free, basically. So it's really, really cool stuff. And then, of course, on deletion save. Our Stargemon is one of your bigger playmakers. This guy you don't ever want to play, of course. He's a 6 play cost and doesn't have any sort of Digicross condition, so you don't want to do that. But what you do want to do with him is Digivolve him. He has a really unique effect. If this Digimon has 2 or more Digivolution cards, it gains Rush until the end of the turn. That seems really weird, right? Because you are Digivolving him. So you're thinking, okay, well, maybe if I like hard play a rookie and then evolve him for 2, and then I can go ahead and just swing into security. But the main kind of combo you want to do with him is going to be one of your Digicross rookies. So you'll usually, I guess Gumdramon or Psychomon is what you want to go for, but it doesn't really matter. So let's say you've got Gumdramon in your hand. What you can do is Digicross -2, so place something underneath them. So let's say you place like an Akakimon underneath your Gumdramon. You're going to Digicross it. You're playing it for a 2 cost because it's Digicross -2. You'll get Gumdramon's on play. So you pay 2 for that, and then what you're going to do is you're going to Digivolve our Stargemon on top of your newly played Gumdramon, and what you can then do is utilize one of your tamers, so maybe Tagiru here, to when one of your Digimon would Digivolve into a Digimon card with save, so when it's Digivolving into that R Stargemon, you can suspend this and then place a card underneath it, reduce the Digivolve cost by 1, so you're basically evolving this guy for a 1 cost now, and then when Digivolving, you'll basically always have that 2 or more Digivolution cards as long as you've got like maybe the rookie you Digicrossed or you utilize one of the tamers effect. So basically for 3 memory, you put in R Stargemon on field, 2 to 3 materials, and then it's got Rush, so you can swing immediately. So that's kind of the goal there, is to get this guy out and then go into Superior mode, who we'll talk about in a little bit. So that's the champions, and then the kind of other one supporting here is Clockmon. I think this card's really good. It's not only a blocker, but on play reveal top 3, and then add 2 Digimon card with save. So this is really good for getting advantage. Sometimes this card does end up using a lot of cards in his hand, so you kind of want to increase your hand size as much as possible. And then it also has a really cool inherited, while his Digimon has save in its text, it gains jamming. So this is really good in tandem with our Stargemon. Being able to have Rush and jamming is really cool because it is only 5k. You don't really want to lose this guy because you lose your materials. There's nothing really with material save in this deck. Despite the Digimon having save, you're just going to lose the materials to like an on deletion or to a battle or whatever. So that's the champions. The ultimates in this deck, your main one is going to be our Stargemon Superior mode. This guy Digivolves from any 4 for a 4 cost. So Digivolve from red, black, purple. So you've got red, black, purple here. So any of these level 4s, it'll Digivolve for a 4 cost, which is pretty hefty. But it does have 2 really cool effects. So when Digivolving, you get to place one of your opponent's level 3 or Digimon, lower Digimon, underneath one of your opponent's other Digimon as its bottom Digivolution card. So it's got that Bogramon effect where it's a really, really strong non-deletion removal effect where you just get to stick one of your opponent's Digimon underneath the other. But level 3, it's like, alright, that seems pretty good. But the fact that for each tamer you have them play with a different color, you get to increase this maximum level by 1. So if you've got like both a Tagiru and maybe a Taiki on field, you get to put a level 5 or lower, or I guess it's just level 5 underneath one of your opponent's Digimon at his bottom Digivolution card. So really, really strong stuff there. And then of course, end of your turn once per turn. If this Digimon has 4 more Digivolution cards, this Digimon can attack without suspending. So vigilance basically, but this effect is a really, really strong one. Again, the kind of combo you'll want to do is if we take that previous scenario with the R Stargemon, you've already attacked security, and then now you can Digivolve into the R Stargemon Superior mode, and then pass turn, and then at at the end of the turn, you can swing again, even though your guy's already suspended, and then check another card. This gets really crazy when you combine it with something like Old Clock Shop Man, where it lets you, if you have 4 more tamers in play, you can suspend this to give a save Digimon Sec Attack +1. So if you've got our Stargemon with Sec Attack +1, maybe with jamming from the Clockmon, you're swinging 2 checks, evolving our Stargemon, swing 2 more checks. It's pretty crazy. So this card's really, really strong. It also utilizes, or it like gets around Quartzmon basically. So not only in your deck is it dodging Quartzmon effect because it doesn't have to suspend to attack, but also in the mirror match it's really relevant as well. So that card's really good. Just one Omni Shout. I think this card is really strong for just wide board removal. So again, in the mirror match or against any cross-heart decks or anything like that, really strong stuff. And then it has a pretty strong inherited as well, just to again delete 4K or lower. Now another one of your win condition is going to be Quartzmon. This card is really, really insane. You're evolving it for 9 basically from any of your level 5s, which again is really hefty, but it's fine because you typically gain back a lot of memory from its 1 Digivolving. So you'll 1 Digivolving, suspend all Digimon except this one, and then suspend all Tamers. Then gain 1 memory for each 2 suspended Digimon and or Tamers. So let's say if you've got like this card, you've got like 2 Tamers, your opponent has 2 Digimon on field, you'll suspend everything except this, and then from the 2 Tamers, 2 Digimon, you'll gain back 2 memory because there's 2 pairs there, right? So basically evolving it for 7. Now the fact that this card does suspend all of your Tamers is a double-edged sword, which is why I think 2 of this card is fine. You typically only want to go into this at the end game because your opponent it is most likely not outing this except with like a direct like removal card like a Gaia Force or Cocytus Breath or something, but this card is pretty difficult to deal with. So especially because the all turns effect, all Digimon except this one and all Tamers cannot unsuspend. So this gets around. It's not even just like during the unsuspend phase, it's straight up they cannot unsuspend. So anything like a All Force or a Metal Greymon, I guess, with the inherited, and you guys know what I mean, maybe Black War Gray, whatever, anything with an effect that could unsuspend it will just not work. So this card is really difficult to deal with. And when attacking, again, just another crazy effect, because it already didn't have enough crazy effects. You get to suspend a Digimon or Tamer, and then for every 5 in play, you get to trash the card of your opponent's security stack. So if you spam the field with all your Tamers and Digimon and stuff, if there's like 10 Digimon in play that are all suspended, 10 Digimon and or Tamers that are all suspended, you gotta just trash 2 security cards, and this guy's 15k, so it's just really difficult to deal with. But again, I think this is more of a late game thing than anything. It's just really, really strong stuff. So that's it for all the Digimon. Tamers, they all basically have the same secondary effect, which we kind of talked about, but the main effect is all start of main phase for you and Taiki, and then for Tagiru, it is start of your turn. He's a memory Tamer. You is by placing a Digimon with save, you get to gain a memory, and then Taiki is you get to place a Digimon with save to draw 1. And then Old Clock Shop Man, probably the best one in the deck. Just on play, reveal top 3, add a Digimon with save, as well as a card with a Hunter in its traits. So that is including the Tamers as well. They are all listed as Hunters. So, being able to search both the Tamers and Digimon is really good, and we talked about the second effect is just really, really crazy, being able to put on that aggro, and it can stack as well. So if you got 2 of these guys out, you can give a second attack +2 to Digimon, provided you meet the requirement. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this list. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below, and let me know if you're excited to play into the Hunters deck. But guys, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.